In this video, I'm going to be going over the fundamentals on how to win on Roblox Bridge duels. So if you're a beginner or even a high skill player who just wants to gain some more knowledge, then this video is for you. The first thing to note is that I click quite fast. My mouse is the Glorious Model O, so I can butterfly click around 13 to 14 CPS. Not everyone has a mouse that can click fast. Some people use mobile or console, so to prevent a tech diff, I'm going to do this whole tutorial while clicking normally around 6 to 7 CPS. Okay, so the first thing we're going to go over is the settings. Now, there are lots of different settings you can change that can greatly improve how well you can play the game. So one big thing is the field of view. Now, what this does is essentially it says how zoomed out you are. So if you have it at 60, then it's really close up. And if you set it to 120, then it's quite zoomed out. The best one for me personally, I like to keep it around 100. It's not too zoomed in, not too zoomed out. Another settings you can change is the crosshair image, and this essentially is it's what this little thing in the middle is that you use to aim. What that is. So you can change it to crosshair 2, and it's got like a little dot in the middle. You can change it to crosshair 3, and it's not got a dot in the middle. Or my personal favorite, you can set it to crosshair 4, and it's like a little cross. So this doesn't really affect your skill. However, if you feel a bit more comfortable with one crosshair or the other, then definitely pick one that you like. Okay, so show hitboxes is this. So if you turn it on, it will probably be off for you. It shows everywhere in which you can hit. So you could hit over here, even though it's not on their character, it will still hit them. So this is really useful. Another thing is projectile hitboxes. So you can turn that on, and when you shoot an arrow, you can see the arrow hitbox. And so you can use this to kind of gauge where your arrow is going to go and if it will hit your enemy. Other settings you can do are go onto PC, and you can turn on keystrokes. So the keystrokes are just this thing in the top right, where when I press a key, it will light it up, and it will tell you how fast you're clicking, and when you're pressing the spacebar. So this is also really useful. Moving on to an actual game, a big tip I give you is pre-gapping, so make sure you eat a golden apple before the cage opens. And you can also pre-fire your bow, so when you're falling, you can get a little hit. I did in fact miss. So make sure you aim kind of to the side, so if you're running across a bridge, depending on where you look is where they'll go. So if they're trying to run towards you, then you can click left, and it will knock them off, because they'll go to the side. Make sure you're clicking and trying to place blocks. If you get knocked off, you can clutch on the side, and it's fairly easy to do once you get enough practice. Another big trick is you can build up and try and get above your opponent. This is really huge, and if you can get above your opponent, then you can do so many things. They're at your mercy. You can jump over them, you can keep going further in, and just overall be a nuisance to them and put yourself in a better advantage. So a trick that I usually do is, or the way I usually do it is, I'll run along like this and just place blocks, and then I'll knock them off, so I'm at the advantage, because now they're stuck at their spawn, and then I'll just block off everything that I can, so they're forced, since they can't go any further. And then you can shoot them and try and go in. Make sure you go into a fight with more HP. So you could do, like, you could shoot them with an arrow, or my personal favorite, if you eat a golden apple, then you'll have more HP than them going into the fight no matter what. Oh, my mouse is disconnected. And it's essentially a free fight win. And when you eat a golden apple, it regenerates all your HP from 0, so it doesn't matter how low you are. If you eat a golden apple, you'll be at full again, plus the 20 extra HP you get. Yeah, so you see I'm at 20 HP, I can eat a golden apple. Boom, full HP plus 20. And then if you can go in for a bow shot as well and get that extra little bit. Oh, I think he's got a goal. No, he hasn't. Okay, so that's a very useful trick. and we'll move on to the next tip after this game. Okay, so the next trick I'm going to be teaching you is called hippoing, and it's a really stupid name, but you'll see why it's called that. So hippoing is essentially blocking off your goal, so it's more difficult for them to go in. So if you block it off like this, then they have to use their pickaxe and dig through, which gives you a lot more time to be able to kill them before they go in. Now they can still go up the top and go in through the roof in some maps, but either way, it limits their ways of getting into your goal. So the thing I taught you earlier about blocking them off, if they're running towards you, I'm going to see if I can catch their attention. No, oi. Yeah, so you place a block and then you build up. See, you don't have to click fast. You just build up and then you can bridge and get above them. And now this also gives you an easier route to go up through the top where they can't harm you. And then you can shoot them with an arrow. I missed. And fight them. And they try to hippo as well. So if they hippo, you can block them. You can dig in and then block them out. So then it's a free goal essentially. Another trick I'm going to teach you is called wall running, and this is by far probably the most useful trick you'll learn here. So to wall run, you just jump off and you just spam click and along the side of the wall. And again, you don't have to click fast for this. I'm just clicking 6 CPS. It's really easy. So yeah, wall running is really easy and simple. It doesn't take much practice. On mobile, it might be slightly difficult. But other than that, you essentially just look in the same direction and just click. So to start a fight, I usually just shoot them, get more HP, and then if they respawn, just eat a golden apple. And be annoying. Be annoying as much as you can. Disrupt them. If they're running in towards you, you can block them off and just disrupt them as much as possible. You have to do everything you can to give yourself the advantage in a fight. And no matter how dirty the technique is, just do it. Another trick that you can do is called winging. And to wing, all you need to do is go up to the top and you bridge diagonally like this. And this just gives you more routes to go. So now you can go straight forward, or you can go left, or you can go right. And this means that they won't know you have multiple different options. And so you can go up here and just jump in straight through the goal. It's really, really simple. The bridging might take a bit of practice, especially on mobile and console, but other than that, it's pretty simple. Another trick is sort of like the winging or the blocking I was showing you earlier. So it's called spawn blocking, and this is by far the most hated strategy, I'd say. And you'll see why. You're just blocking off their exit, so they're forced to do a wall run. And it's slow and annoying for the enemy team, but it's really effective. And it nets you really easy goals, and it's super important to set up, because you need to make sure you set up not just a goal that you can get immediately, but also make it so it's easier for you to get goals later on. So now that I have a wing and also a pillar and their spawn block, they're essentially stuck in their spawn. They can't do anything right here. Oh, apart from that. But now they're stuck in their spawn, it's really difficult for them to get out, and it makes me basically always win the race. There's just no way for them to win the race here. One trick I forgot to mention is a way to know if you'll win a race. Now this is really important. You see this white line? This is right in the center. So if you cross this white line before your enemy does, then you've made it, unless they have a hippo. Now you have to be mindful on if they have a hippo, because having to mine in takes a bit of time. So you have to be very careful that they have no hippo if you want that trick to work. And it's also why hippoing is really useful, because if you want to win a race easy, I'm gonna block them in. Oh, my mouse. No! My microphone! Oh, my microphone just fell over. Whoops. Go back. See? Now, they went through the white line first, but I made a hippo. So I win the race. Now, for this game, I'm going to put together all the tricks and tips I've taught you and put them all into one. So, pre-gap. Oh, I didn't need the gold knuckle. And then hit them with a bow shot. Block them off. Hit them to the side. And just be as irritating as I can. See? Block them off. And then I'm going to wall run. Hit them with a bow shot and start the combo. And they've rage quit. So, yeah, it's that effective. It's that effective. You just need to know the fundamentals. And suddenly everything is easy and you're winning games. Don't worry if you're not winning games immediately. It takes quite a bit of practice. But these are my stats using these tricks. 66 wins and 1 loss. And this singular loss was because my Wi-Fi cut out. I don't count this. Pretend this isn't here. If you enjoyed my first ever video on this game, then maybe like and subscribe. That'd be really, really nice. And if the tricks worked for you, tell me all the wins you got in the comments. I'd love to know if I've made a difference in your gameplay. Alright, see ya.